this is such a nice sailing area. Hello everyone and welcome back to a new adventure with Sailing the Sea. After one last trip to Italy, we can finally explore Greece further. And my goodness, we love this country. The countless anchorages and the freedom they bring, the wonderfully clearly water for refreshing yourself or snorkeling, the beautiful nature for hiking, and of course the many restaurants and terraces where you can enjoy Greek hospitality. In short, for us, the most complete sailing and cruising area in the Mediterranean so far. Although it can be quite a challenge at times, I love sharing our experiences with you through these videos, and I hope you enjoy them this way too. Feel free to let me know what you think of it so far in the comments, and I hope you enjoy this next episode. So we're heading into town, the town of Gaios. Well, I don't think there's much to see. It's just special because the canal between the island, this little island where we anchored yesterday, and the big island of Paxos. You remember 10 years ago? Then you came here with your boat and you just moored for free, but those days are over. Gaios is the largest village on the island of Paxos and is the island's capital, although it doesn't feel that way. Everything here is friendly and village-like. There are a few sites, such as the Church of the Holy Apostles, and in the bay of the small island of Agios Nikolaos you can admire an old Venetian fortress dating back to the 15th century. However, we are looking for something different. It's Saturday afternoon and we are in the mood for a cocktail. Telling you, this is a shortcut to the supermarket.
You always say that. Straight on, and then you go to the left and you are there.
What's this? What's this? It
What's
looks
this?
like a supermarket.
You think?
I'm pretty sure. Although it's not a large village, it does have a wide selection of shops, so it doesn't take long before we have all our ingredients. So we're back from into town, and while we are at the supermarket we found some good stuff. We found some fresh mint, some lemons. So what did we thought? Oh, it's Saturday afternoon, so it's cocktail time.
So we put some mint into the glasses.
Mint smells good.
Smells very good. Then we slice the lemon. We keep 2 pieces aside.
It's for decoration or what?
Yeah. Maybe a little bit more. Then we take some sugar, brown sugar. 1, 2. Here also 2. We take a spoon and then we're gonna squeeze it. Then we have a little bit lemon, so
some fresh lemon juice.
yes.
Sometimes they also use this kind of syrup, no, of lemon?
Also, yeah, but fresh is much better.
Yeah.
So that's that. Then I have ice cubes. Oh, there we go. Then the Bacardi. You have to feel how much you need. So
Fingerspitzgefühle.
1 one for here, for the other one. And then
so that's 6 centiliters of white rum.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's 4 centiliter in such a small glass.
So, and then we use sparkling water. Voila! So, cheers!
Cheers! On Saturday.
It's a good one.
Yeah. And we are underway. Final plan is to go to Lefkas, but we're not gonna make this in half a day, because we left at 1 p.m. and yeah, 43 miles, that's a bit too much for one afternoon. So we're making a pit stop at Preveza just to sleep, and tomorrow we'll go further to Lefkas. We're sailing downwind, 15 knots, so that's just enough for our Missy to move forward. We're making good progress, 5 knots speed over ground, so in 6 hours we'll be at our anchorage at Preveza. But now it's just enjoying of these fine conditions. And my words ain't cold yet, and the Genoa is already starting to fall in, so time for the butterfly. As soon as we entered the canal towards Preveza, we noticed that you really had to watch the current. Although there aren't any tides here, the wind does create a current, which can easily lead you outside the buoys. It looks like somebody has hit that one. Good morning! We are anchored here in front of the shipyard of Agia Marina, where our Missy will be hauled out in a couple of weeks. So this is how it looks. It's perfect to anchor in front of the marina and just wait your turn, and then when they give you a sign you can go into the travel lift and you'll be hauled out. So looks straightforward. Lots of people waiting on their turn, and the travel lift was already started this morning at 8 a.m. So it's a busy shipyard. If one of you guys must also decide in the future to come over here to get your boat hauled out, and you want to anchor in front of the marina, just be careful, because the bottom raises up very quickly. My anchor is in 11 meters of depth, and I left out 40 meters of chain, and my keel at the moment is on 6.4 meters depth, so it rises real steep. Okay, let's go! And so we are off, heading for open sea. First again through this narrow channel, and then make a turn left, and we're heading for Lefkas. And I've seen a nice beach on the town of Vasiliki, and that's where we gonna drop our hook and spend maybe 1 or 2 days. We'll see how nice it is over there. This is turning out to be a long trip. According to the wind prediction, we should have 3/4 coming from the west, and in reality we have 3/4 but coming from the southwest, and that's the difference between tacking and not tacking. So we're not making big progress. It's already 7 p.m. and we are still a couple of hours away from our destination. The wind dropped up until 4.5 knots, so we're doing 2 knots speed over ground. Luckily we don't have to tack anymore because the wind is now coming from the west, and luckily we have foreseen spaghetti tonight. So it's an easy dinner, and yeah, we're just gonna have dinner while we are on the way. When Karen makes spaghetti sauce, she always makes a portion of 4 or 5 so we can put them in the freezer, and on days like this they are really welcome. Good morning! So this is where we ended up last night, guys. The Bay of Vasiliki. Oh, it's looking pretty nice. Anchoring last night was no problem at all. There were only 2 boats nearby and plenty of space. So we had a good night of sleep. It was nice and calm in this bay, so good decision to come over here. As you can see, there's a surf and sailing school on shore, and I have read that sometimes, probably during the weekend, there must be more than 100 windsurfers and sailing boats in this bay having fun. The water seems extremely clean in this bay, but I'm gonna check my anchor, because as I look at the bottom it looks like we are anchored on small rocks, although the pilot says it's only mud and sand. So I'll dive in and have a proper look. Anchor is ducked in very well in thick mud. I couldn't stay too long in the water, but it was kind of cold. Time for a shower. Quite windy here in the bay.
It is. A lot of surfers.
Yeah. It's nice to see some activity. In terms of history, Vasiliki doesn't have much to offer. Although ruins have been found in the valley, little is known about its history. These days it's mainly known for its beautiful beaches, and for water sport enthusiasts it's fantastic here. In the morning there's virtually no wind, making it perfect for stand-up paddleboarding, kayaking or swimming. From around 3 p.m. onwards the wind usually picks up, making it ideal for surfing, sailing and all other wind-depending sports. And now it's time for the advanced windsurfers. This is another level. We also like the town itself. It's wonderful that you can moor your dinghy right on the quay where the restaurants are located. How cool is this? Right in the middle of the town. There was also plenty of choice for groceries, gifts and clothing, so for us it definitely deserves an 8 out of 10 as a place to stay for a few days. Such a small town, but it has everything. No?
Yeah, it's everything.
Few supermarkets, few bakeries, even a butcher. And after a delicious slice of pizza for lunch, we were ready to head back to the boat.
Luckily we take one for two.
Yeah.
Because it's a big one.
It's a big one.
Only want to step in at first. They didn't even go up front here.
Delicious. I'd started a little project that morning and I was curious to see how it was coming along. This bag is something that I found on board from the previous owner, and this is the first time I'm going to try it out. It's a water bag that heats up from the sun, because we are perfectly capable to stay on anchor for several days, just running the generator daily for our electricity. But the only problem is that we cannot warm up our water with the generator. So I'm going to try to do this, see how it works. It would be nice if we have hot water to do the dishes at night. So let's have a look how our warm water is doing. Doesn't feel very warm.
No, but maybe a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit it is, but I don't know if it's warm enough to do the dishes.
We'll see. And it's warm.
Not even close. So
It's gonna be something for tomorrow, I think.
yeah, let's use the water cooker today.
It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon and we left Vasiliki. We are going to a new spot and it's gonna be It's
on Nissos Kefalonia. Kefalonia. Nissos Kefalonia. And the town called...
That's the island.
Yeah, that's the name of the island.
Okay.
And... oh yeah, Fiskardo. So it's also a small fishing town. But there we have to moor with our anchor and ropes to the rocks. So that's a new challenge. And why we left today, because it's Friday, and on Friday the flotillas and charter companies are having their change in the weekend, so probably there should be space enough for us to dock over there, dock anchor. It's only a trip of 10 nautical miles, but of course target is in the wind, so we have to tack. So 10 miles will be 20 miles.
Hey, hey!
And there's only 8 knots of wind at the moment, and we're doing speed over ground of 2 knots, so it's gonna take a while, but I expect as soon as we are behind this island that we get more wind. That's the prediction, although. Yeah, you see it?
Yeah.
We are almost at Fiskardo. You cannot see it from here yet, but it's somewhere here, just around the corner. And, it's only 1 mile away. I have already taken my shoreline out of the locker. I'm gonna use this piece of chain to throw around the rock so it can't shave my rope. As soon as we arrived at the anchorage, we dropped anchor and Karen took the helm. Meanwhile, I jump into the dinghy with the chain and rope to find a good rock on shore to throw the chain over. Because there was a crosswind, Karen now had to motor the boat backwards towards the shore so we could moor the boat neatly between the other boats. Mooring this way is always a bit of a hassle, and especially with a crosswind. I never really feel at ease. If the wind pushes the bow sideways and the anchor doesn't hold, you'll end up right up against your neighbor or the shore, as you will see in the near future. What a beautiful spot! Let's see what the town has to offer. And another beautiful, typical Greek town with a small port. Lots of restaurants.
Oh, that's I thought that. What's the window? A bakery.
Bakery. According to the pilot, there should be a fish market here, but this information turned out to be incorrect. So we started looking for a solution. So we're looking for a shop where we can buy fresh fish, and we asked here at the restaurant, and they called the fisherman, and he's coming. So I don't know what's gonna happen now. So this guy is with his yellow shirt is the son of the fisherman, and his father just caught a red snapper from 1.5 kilos, but they charge 30 euros per kilo. So I find that a bit too expensive, 45 euros just for one fish. So the search continues. This bakery is founded in 1925.
Have a baguette for this afternoon.
Without us noticing, the wind had picked up while we were shopping. But as soon as we saw the boat from the shore, we knew enough.
We need to leave in a hurry.
Our anchor wasn't holding, and we were getting closer and closer to our neighbor and the shore.
And the second one is also in. Okay. Now the dinghy Okay, I'm gonna help.
Yeah, it was a bit a stressful moment to leave our previous anchorage because the wind picked up and it was coming right on the beam. So our anchor started to drag and we were heading towards our neighbor's boat, who was a catamaran, and they weren't at their boat at the moment. But everything went well. We didn't hit anybody, but it was a close call. Another lesson learned: as soon as you drop your windward side rope, next time I'm going to start with the pickup of the anchor immediately, so when the boat swings then into the wind, that you cannot hit another boat. But we were on time. What I particularly enjoy about this cruising lifestyle is that it's not a vacation, but simply a different way of life with the same needs and desires as life on land, yet always with a purpose, and that gives me great satisfaction. The main goal you want to reach each season is broadly defined, but the stops you make along the way are usually determined by the weather, the amount of food and drink you have left on board, or sometimes simply because the opportunity arises to do the laundry, which was the case at our next stop. We're heading for Agia Eughmia, and as usual we have the wind right on the nose, so that means tacking. There's another fellow sailor who's tacking in these narrow waters, and of course it's a bit of a competition, so I'm trying to make my tacks as long as possible so I can catch him, but we'll see. I think he's giving up. He furled in his Genoa and now he's heading straight into the wind, so I think he's he furled in his mainsail. Competition is over. That's a shame. We're almost at Agia Eughmia. We had a pretty good sail, but suddenly the wind gave up on us. From 18 knots of wind, it dropped in 2 minutes to 4 knots of wind. And I've tried to keep sailing for the next half an hour or something, but then it dropped to 2 knots and then it was game over. It stays incredibly beautiful here. Another small private beach where you can spend an afternoon just swimming. Yeah, water temperature 27.9 degrees. That's almost a hot tub. The pontoon over here seems quite full, but that doesn't matter. I prefer to go on anchor, but there are 2 boats here in the anchorage and I hope I can squeeze in. Next time at Sailing the Sea. After a few relaxing days in Agia Eughmia, where we were able to do the laundry, do some shopping and fill the water tank, we can once again enjoy the freedom of independence. We still have 10 days before the haul out, so we've pointed our bow north again, but this time along the sheltered east side of Lefkas, crossing the island's special swing bridge to Preveza. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode as much as I enjoyed making it. I'd love to hear what you think in the comments, and a thumbs up would be greatly appreciated. If you'd like to be automatically notified when the next episode is released, don't forget to subscribe. You're doing me a huge favor. Until next time guys, bye!